Welcome into the Beat Sessions, your place for all things music. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. Let's talk about this new record from Cigarettes After Sex, entitled X's. They released that on July 12th. This is the third studio album for the band, and their follow-up to 2019's Cry. And I'd argue that it's pretty rare that you see a band give itself a name that so appropriately describes what their music is trying to evoke. I don't know why, because we're not talking about metal music, but for some reason, the first example that comes to mind for me is Motley Crue. I mean, those guys have like 6 or 7 flatlines between the 4 of them combined, and they're all still alive. It's freaking insane. But Greg Gonzalez has this knack for writing these sexy slow burners, these late night lullabies, these songs that, as one person writes, they put you in this post-coital haze. And it's true. They're not wrong about that. The man is just marvelous at creating this mood with his music that perfectly captures that time and essence of wanting a cigarette after sex. I really like what this guy brings to the table with his songwriting. There's a lot that, as far as you get this ambient dream pop element that's driving the sound. A lot of people give comparisons to Beach House. Totally get it there. Going back even with bands like Mazzy Star, Cowboy Junkies a little bit. I think this band for me, I see a combination of the XX and She Wants Revenge. And what I love about Greg is that, he creates these sultry atmospheres, right? But he's exploring that licentious side of our desires, of our lust. And that's what I really dig about this music. And again, that name, like I think it touches on that edge of not just, we're not just talking about sex here. We're talking about like those dirty dreams that you have, like that stuff that really digs in your subconscious. And we all experience it. We all go through it. Like, Lord knows I'm going through it right now. That's enough. I will not say any more outside of that. But it's those desires that, those things that we can't have, the forbidden desires. That's the term I was looking for there. And he captures that essence so well. I really love that about Greg. In this particular record, this is a band that stays in their lane. They have a style. I appreciate that. You're going to get critics and people that, will talk and argue growth and development, etc., all these things. But what I dig about this record versus Cry is that X's feels more guitar driven. Cry, it really felt more focused on synths. And so I like the return to the guitar element. I don't want to say it's necessarily a return to form, because I think that this band, as they continue to create music, is going to continue to capture the spirit of what they've set out to do from day one, as long as Greg is at the helm anyway. And musically, sonically, you'll get these nuanced elements to their songwriting. And I think that's cool. And I think that so far they've done an excellent job of that. And X's is a great example of making that shift, going back to, more traditional rock and roll instrumentation, I guess you'd call it, but executing it so well. Their compositions are unique and fun with regards to the way that minimalism is used, the way that different riffs work in and out of songs. I like that. I like the playing with space, the idea of just using so little and creating so much with that. We talk about it a lot on the channel here, and it's this is a record that really is putting that on display in fine form. Stoked to talk about this. It kicks off with your title track, X's. This thing is got this mellow arpeggiated riff to open and ambient textures. I like the way that the textures drop when the vocal enters, really just highlighting Greg there. And throughout the course of the song, they're going to build back. And it's just a great riff that is at play here to open up this record. Tejano Blues is your second track, the big single off this thing, and a marvelous song. The tone on the guitars on this record are incredible to begin with, I'd say, across the board, but in particular, like, this song just sounds amazing. I love the way the hi-hat drives the tempo on this song. The guitar play opens up, and just another great riff, a gentle gallop that's going to kind of carry the percussion on this thing. You get kind of this spaghetti western element mixed with desert rock from El Paso, so it totally makes sense. I definitely, maybe a little biased being here in Tucson, but I love that desert vibe. Your third track is Silver Sable. You're getting just everything out the gate on this one. It's a mellow track though. It's driven by light dream bop. Great combination of desert rock as well on this one. Great shift as far as the just the movement of the record, I'd argue. Your fourth track is Hideaway. Just simple thick bass, drums to open. I love the minimal nature of this particular track. It's excellent. Guitar in the chorus builds in nicely. It's definitely another favorite of mine. Holding You, Holding Me is your fifth track. Finds an upbeat groove just right out of the gate. Love the thick bass that it rides. It's me, bass player. There's moments where they take advantage of that, I think, really well, as far as just letting the bass be the highlight and to drive the track. Dark Vacay is your sixth song. Just chill drums and thick, slow walking bass. Another minimal track. The guitar, really minimal, is brilliant. Fills out in the coda nice. This might be my favorite song on the record. It's a damn good track. Baby Blue Movie is your seventh song. Ups the tempo immediately, coming off of Dark Vacay, especially with the drums. Fantastic riff, and it creates quite a mood. And as much as I just said I love Dark Vacay, I think that this is actually my favorite song and the highlight of the record. But your eighth track is Hot, another great riff. Rhythm has kind of this Motown feel. It's seriously like there's I heard this song and I kept putting in the lyrics to My Girl. Try it. It works. I think if you find the groove, you'll have some fun just singing along to it with that. Especially, I can't think of the name of it, but there's that app where you can drop the lyrics out of songs and vice versa. I think that's pretty cool to play with. Dreams from Bunker Hill is your penultimate track. Prominent drums, ambient arpeggiated riff to open up on this thing. Melody is bright, but you get this dissonant sadness that's created within the melodies as well. It's really nicely done. And talking about how it's a matter of opinion, obviously, but I think Greg is one of those guys as a songwriter that like I was listening to New Glass Animals record. It's solid, but there's a lot of it that starts to feel monotonous, even with as tight as it's structured with the runtime. This is a band that I think just Greg does a better job from a songwriting standpoint of incorporating fun elements and making sure that a composition takes the appropriate turns when they need to. It's again just a matter of opinion, but I think he's brilliant at it. Ambient Slide is your final track. Simple guitar riff to open this thing up. Get a simple bass riff that has a really nice pop, builds this gentle funk in the song. Nice energy to close this record out. This is a band that's I'm going to say that they're just firing on all cylinders right now and creating just consistent, solid music. It's crazy that it's been 5 years since we've heard from them, but I'm happy to have them back. Going to give this thing an 8 out of 10. Vinyl pleased this thing for sure. And I hope you enjoyed this record. I hope you find this review helpful as well. Please like this video and share it. Subscribe to the channel. Do all the things to help me blow this project up in 2024. And stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews. And we will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.